right, here you go. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so I have put my feet up. I've actually taken my shoes off. That means I'm probably not going to go outside again today. To start the day, uh, planning, thinking about things. Um, what I did to start the day was tell myself I'm going to get this done. And so we got up and rolled out of here not terribly early because you can't really show up at people's houses at like 7 o'clock in the morning, even 8 o'clock. It's not really what they want to do. They want to suck down their coffee and take their time. So we went to the supply house, and on the way there, we were talking about different things. One of the things we were talking about was his driving, for one thing. My driving as opposed, and someone throwing me around. It's like, I'll just
USPS.
drive.
USPS.
Yeah, we were talking about the USPS, which is lost equipment of clays that was sent from Russia. So we got a Russia thing going on here. So on the way there, we're talking about possibilities because he listens to a guy on YouTube that talks about a variety of things it has to do with the sun and its effects and magnetism and its effects. But we started talking a lot about the Carrington effect, which you can check into. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to need to get a little more into solar, and I need to put some solar panels back, not hook them up, just have them back in case we actually do have a Carrington effect storm of some sort that blows out all the electronics. And I can, go back and have electricity. And guess what? I have DVDs over here, which are recorded mostly in notebooks, about 7,000 or 8,000 seasons in movies and documentaries, and I can access it. But anyway, we were talking about that. We got to the supply house, and there was a new guy. We watched these guys that were low income, and they took they already had we passed them on the way to the supply house, which we did not know they were going the same place as us. And we pulled over to Burger King and got some unusual tasting food, and we passed them like, wow, that's a pretty strange thing to do, put that much weight on the truck. But no, when we got to the supply house, we're pulling up. I said, let's just watch, because they're loading up metal roofing panels, probably 10, 12 foot, 14 foot long, and trim on top of the same thing that I already said I thought was overloaded, and it made that truck squat. I don't know if it made it to the job site. So probably alongside the road, there were like 4 brown-skinned fellows probably trying to fix the broken rear end of that truck or whatever, off in the ditch because there was no steering. It was squatting really bad. Anyway, it was amusing to watch people on a budget trying to make it happen. And interesting equipment, because they were using the receiver to have a rack that they homemade, and I guess it was wobbling. Anyway, so we go and pull around the other side and close to our material, so they don't have to go very far. It makes it faster for us. And we were loading up skirting material for metal skirting on a mobile home, double wide, which you'll probably see a video of that. It's, albeit not a very good video because I was cooked and I was not ready for it. So anyway, we drove over there. On the way, we were talking about things we wanted to accomplish for the day, and a number of other issues came up while we were just talking. So we get to the job, and I'm talking to a lady who has had problems with vinyl skirting, that like many people do. The vinyl skirting does not last. It looks pretty. Some mobile home parks demand it because the idea is that metal skirting causes people to get cut. So I guess if they're like kitty cats, they're rubbing on everything and then you get cut by it. It's not true. And in this case, we actually used metal skirting inside the trim, which is the bottom rail, and the front, front and back of the package for the vinyl skirting. We put metal in it, and that's something you can do. Of course, there's no point. At no point you would literally have to hunt some way to cut yourself. So that's not true. So while I was talking to her, we started talking about her viewpoints of different mobile home dealers, in particular Clayton, which I have worked for Clayton, the one she bought that mobile home from. So I was telling her, don't be discouraged. And I thought, you know what? There should be a lot of other people that understand when you buy a mobile home, you're not buying something. And at no point, I don't think anybody ever thought that they were buying a stick-built home, because that mobile home is always cheaper to buy than a stick-built home. You have it built. It's cheaper, unless you're doing something exceptional like building your own home and cutting your own wood. It's generally cheaper to buy a used mobile home, which I can tell you this, even if you tell you, oh, I can build one cheaper, I can tell you this, people try to give me mobile homes, so try to beat that price. My inclination for them is, you're trying to give me something similar to a pregnant cat, because that cat comes with kittens. There's lots of other problems that come with just being given a mobile home, because you have to move it. That costs thousands of dollars. Now, that's not counting your labor to get it ready to move. It does not count what you're going to do when you get it there, if it makes it. I've 2 stories now I've known where people flicked a cigarette into a moving home, and I knew the movers, and it burned the house down while they're traveling down the road. They couldn't get over fast enough. They were worried they were not going to be able to get their truck unhooked. They called me up, hey, can you come down to almost to Little Rock and clean this up? They're going to pay somebody $15,000. Would you like to come and do it? Of course, they ended up using the guy that's locked in. But they would not allow them to clean up their own mess. You have to use somebody else. So they got their truck unhooked. That half of the double wide burned down because somebody flicked a cigarette into one of the windows. So it happens. There are always problems with a free mobile home. That being said, a free mobile home is cheaper than building a home, particularly now when the 2x4s are $10 a pop or whatever. But plywood is $74. So what I'm wanting to tell you is, you're living in a mobile home that did not cost you as much as a stick-built home. That is, with the land and all the utilities and everything, you are in something cheaper. And this is what I told her, and I've told this to many, many people, particularly when I worked for Clayton. I didn't work full-time for Clayton. They wanted me to. I just didn't. I had my own business. I didn't want to lose my business to help them. And as it was, I didn't get along with the service manager. So what I told her was this. You bought this thing at a budget. You know you don't have true home-type doors. The jambs are not wood. They're made of paneling. The trim is not true trim. It's paper. It's a paper-wrapped paneling of sorts. Sometimes it's foam. So you are not disillusioned. Your cabinets are not generally real wood cabinets. So these are all things that you can do when you have money. You can turn that house into something much more like a house. And I told her, like a lot of people say, a mobile home will never have any value. Well, I can tell you that is not true. And I have more instances of that than I got fingers and toes. Okay? We are working on one now that appraises for over $500,000. Of course, it is on the lake. It has lake. It is not level with the lake. It's way up the hill, but it does have access to half of a dock. It has got a full basement. It is a beautiful place, $500,000. So anybody that says that, they don't know what they're talking about. And I've heard people, seen people in the comments, shame on you. Here's the deal. It doesn't matter if that house is to everybody else worth $15,000. It is your home. And I promise you, you can make that sow's ear look like a silk purse. Promise you. It can be done. I have done it. I'm not going to sit and argue with a bunch of guys who've already made up their mind that you can't do it. I've already done it. And I constantly deal with people who say that they wouldn't have me build a doghouse. That's fine, because I'm not working for that. I had one guy say that a 3-year-old monkey could do better. Well, that probably would be a monkey that is capable of flying to the moon. I'm telling you, if I am doing things that this guy says a 3-year-old monkey could do, then you can do these things. All right? So when I got to talking to her, she felt better about her place, which is what my job is to do, to make her feel better with not only the work that I do, but the way that I deal with her. And that is what I try to do when it comes to the videos. I hope I don't come across as a critic, or I hope I don't come across as somebody who is arrogant. What I want you to do is to take and realize that this is not the only thing I do. I also, on the way home, picked up some camera equipment that my son is doing, my twins are doing. It was a 2-for-1 deal, and they got a bunch of special equipment that rented. And so we got to talking about that and all the things that I would like to do, but I'm not going to spend thousands of dollars on cameras, which is what they're dealing with. So, and then when I get home, we start tinkering around with discussions of how I feel, which was my back was out of adjustment. I got overheated. This is a tough day. So we started talking about what can we do to fix the smoke machine. I went and talked to a renter who needed to be reminded that he lives right next door to me. He's got no reason to tell me why he couldn't pay rent. So I had a friendly discussion with him, and I try to keep it that way. And that takes talent of some sort. I don't know what category that talent is in. And then I came back and I worked on a DR trimmer, so that I put a new belt on, which has a special 59-inch belt, which you can't buy in any store that I have in around here. I had to have my wife order it, put that on, and so I deal with a lot of different things all the time, and I know you guys do too. I just want you to understand from all of this, I hope that I'm conveying to you that what you have, you can make better. Or you should know how to have somebody make it better for you. And that's what I'm hoping to give you the information, so that not just if you do it yourself, but if you have somebody do it, you know how it should be done. Okay? And I'm not saying that I'm the only person that can do it. This whole world has been built without me being involved. Or that my way is the only way. It certainly is not. But I want you to understand, I'm sharing with you what I know. And the whole reason for me doing a channel was not to make money. It was for the resume. So that people who did not know me in the area that I cover, which is about 5 counties in 2 or 3 states, because I'm right in the northwest corner of Arkansas, right in the middle of the United States. I can get to Kansas, I can get to Missouri, and I can get to Oklahoma within an hour or 2. And I have gone to all those places to work. And I work on a wide variety of things. So tomorrow we'll be fixing a door, fixing a hole in the floor, and checking another house to see if all of the plumbing is not leaking, because he's worried about that. Um, I want you to take across what I hand you guys is my resume to the people that are local in this area. That is the reason that I do it. It is a very appealing to me that I actually help anybody know a little bit more about how to fix their home, whether it be a mobile home, a commercial building, a restaurant. The proper attitude that your repairman should have is one that is his job to make your life better. You're frustrated, he should find some kind of way to make you feel like he can make your life better, make you feel better. And that's a lot of work. That's a little bit of talent. A lot of guys drink too many beers or whatever it is that they fight with their wives and bring that to work. It should not be. Okay? You should not accept that. You should accept and find that good mechanic, that good journeyman, whatever skill it is that you need, who will leave you with confidence. So I hope that's what I do for you. And if not, let me know. I'll try to see if I can improve. In the meantime, keep your chin up and do the right thing for you. And your piece of property is your piece of property, and it can be just as valuable as you want it to be.